Happy Sunday from the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. Anyone that's visited Key West knows that our island was a favorite vacation spot of President Truman. He's very well known down here. We have Truman Ave. The Truman Little White House is one of the biggest tourist attractions there is. We have the Truman Annex residential condos, and homes, which are some very, very upscale homes in Key West's Old Town neighborhood. President Truman definitely loved Key West. On this day in history, February 23rd, in 1957, President Truman came to Key West for the first time since leaving office in the White House. He gave a speech at the Casa Marina Resort. But enough about President Truman. We know he was a great guy, but this is my morning market MLS update video I do every day, so let's talk about real estate. I report all the new listings in Key West and the Lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you follow this video every day, you'll be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about all the new listings from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors find out about them. You can also get a lot more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. It's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'll put that web address in the description down below, but it's keywestinvesting.com. There's a lot more information on the individual homes in the blog, a lot more details, any unique features the homes might have. Well, we do have a couple unique homes today. There'll be photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront or happens to have a pool, there'll be photos of the water view, photos of the pool. It's just a lot more information that I can cram into a couple minute quick YouTube video. And once again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com. And it's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service, including photos. If you like this video and you want to stay current with what's being listed at what price in the Florida Keys every day, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And while you're clicking the subscribe button, right directly next to it's that thumbs up symbol, the like button. If you could click that, that helps my channel grow. I'd appreciate that a lot. We have 4 new listings to talk about today. Before I tell you about the listings, the state of Florida's legal department has to butt in and make me cover the boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listing. And I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I will give my opinion from time to time, where I've lived in the Florida Keys for 33 years and sold real estate here for 26 years. I'm pretty familiar with all the neighborhoods, and some of these houses I've probably been in before several times. The first one we have is in Key West's Midtown neighborhood on Flagler Ave. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,764 square foot house. It has a beautiful custom pool in the backyard. It's priced at $1,740,000, which I think is on the high end of the price point. I won't call it overpriced, but it's definitely on the high end for that particular section of Flagler Ave, but that's just my opinion. Then we have a duplex on Virginia Street. It's a total of 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathrooms. The first unit is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. The second unit is a 1-bedroom, 1 bath. The total square footage between the 2 units is 1,740 square feet. It's being offered at $1,149,000. I've been in this house several times. A friend of mine lives there. It's a very nice house, great location, right across from Bayview Park, easy walk to Duval Street. It's being offered at $1,149,000, which is an excellent price. This house also comes with the option that if you wanted to, you could convert the duplex into a single-family home, and then you'd have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. If you do that, personally, I would never give up the duplex status because you can't get it back once you give it up. Or it's very difficult to get back, I should say, once you give it up. No such word as can't. You can always do it one way or another, but it would be very difficult. So I would keep the duplex status. But this one, this price for a house this size in this location is an excellent deal. Then we go up to Sugarloaf Key on Old State Road 4A. This one is a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 4,509 square foot house. This one's a very unique house. If you want the rustic, old-fashioned, old Florida Keys living, this is the neighborhood you want to be in. If you saw the movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the house that he lived in was out on this street. There's only about 5 or 6 houses on the street, and they're placed pretty far apart. You can't really see your neighbor from your yard anywhere. There's a lot of wooded area in between them. Right on the direct open water, you get a great sunrise and sunset view. It's a very large house, and it's on a little over an acre of land, which is extremely rare for the Florida Keys. It's being offered at $6,300,000, which is a great price for a house of this nature. If you like the old rustic Florida Keys and you want your privacy and you want a lot of land, this is definitely the house for you, and it's a great price for this house. Then on Flamingo Lane on Big Pine Key in a subdivision called Tropical Bay, we have a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,837 square foot house. I've been in this house several times. A friend of mine used to live there. It's a beautiful home, gorgeous home. Concrete house, very large for the Keys. They're the 3 and the 1,800 square feet. I know that sounds small to those of you up north, but 1,800 square feet is considered fairly big in the Keys. It's for a single family home. It's a canal front home, has a boat lift on the dock. The only downside of this home is to get out to the main open ocean, you have to go under a bridge that's fairly low. So you'd be constrained to a relatively small boat, not due to the depth of the water, but due to the height of the bridge. Nothing with the T-top or a tower at all. If you had a bimini top, you could do that. You just probably have to take the bimini top down when you went under the bridge and put it back up, but that just takes a couple of seconds. That's real simple to do. If you don't mind having the smaller boat, which most of us that live in the Keys prefer the smaller boats, because then you can go out to the backcountry, which is, in my opinion, the most beautiful boating we have in the Florida Keys. Most of the time you're in anywhere from 1.5 to 3 feet of water. You can see the stingrays, you can see the turtles, you can see the tarpon jumping, you can see the nurse sharks in the sand. It's just beautiful out there. There's a lot of sandbars and you're barren, uninhabited islands with beautiful beaches. You'll oftentimes see a bunch of people just beaching their boat on the sandbar on one of the islands and having an afternoon picnic on the water or a cocktail hour on the water. If you don't mind the small boating, this one's being offered at $1,975,000, which is a very good price for a house this size in Tropical Bay. Tropical Bay is a very upscale, nice subdivision. All the homes are well kept. They all have to be concrete homes by deed restriction in Tropical Bay. It's a beautiful neighborhood and a great section of Big Pine Key. That's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. And don't forget to check out my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.